Good morning, everyone. It is bright and early. I have been up since 12 o'clock. That's normally when people might go to bed. Anyway, Anneesa and Wes are taking off today from VKO airport in Moscow on a little holiday. They're heading back to Canada for a little while to visit family and help out. So my in-laws are making some big changes. Got the place for sale. Obviously that's been my wife's home all of her life basically until we met, and so it means a lot, and they could use some help cleaning up there too. I think they would appreciate it, and I think Anneesa could use a holiday as well, just to go back to familiar surroundings. So we dropped them off at the airport. We were a little late, had a little hard time finding parking lot. I got Waylon with me here. We're cruising around, and we're walking right now. We had to walk a little ways. Airport's straight ahead of us here. I dropped them off already. We did figure we might run out of time, so we sent some goodbyes and give a little kiss over there at the airport. But I'm hoping to catch them yet before they actually head out, and there might not be enough time, but we'll see when we get there. That, and I'm terribly hungry, and there's actually a really nice restaurant in here, so I'm gonna get some bacon and eggs. Yeah, it's the only restaurant I know of that serves bacon. There's probably others as well, but that's what we're up to today. And then I'm probably going to take the van and pull over somewhere and have a nap, because I am really tired. It's about a 5-hour drive here. So we left, it's now 6 in the morning. We left the house around 1, a little earlier, 12:30 I guess. And yeah, anyway, I only had about 3 hours of sleep before that, so I don't want to have any accidents on the way home. I don't know why the lights are doing that. It's kind of weird.
That car can almost slip right underneath the gate.
But got all these gates to get in and out. It's kind of a pain. Obviously for paying parking and stuff. It's like you can only go one way. So the parking lot that I've used before, I'm pretty sure I had turned right to get in there. I couldn't do it today anyway. So I must not have done it last time either. But I had to go all the way around the airport first, drop them off, and then I couldn't turn right into the parking lot, so I had to go past it and then go around the block. So you're in and out of these gates. The good thing is I wasn't in here long enough to have to pay, at least. But scoot around the block, try again. Then it turned out the parking lot, the gate didn't want to open up, so something's not working with their box. So it was a waste of my time. Anyway, I had to go back around once more, and now we just parked on the street instead. Anyway, see if we can get in there. Finally made it up here, but I'm pretty sure they're gone already. Port control is right here, and they have to go through here. Customs. Pretty sure they have to go through here in order to go, so they must be gone already. Yeah, we just see them off. At least we still got to see them a little bit. Literally just going through the gate. Not sure what's taking so long. They're still standing here. It's been like, I don't know, a good 10 minutes here. They're now looking at this lady. Can't see Anneesa, she's down behind that feller. Doesn't seem to be a lot of progress there. There, finally they made it through. I have to go through every single page. Alright, away they go. Very thorough exam of the passport. She already said she's not sure what it's going to be like when she comes back. So they are off, and I'm tired. We just finished some breakfast. We're going to head off, start heading home, and maybe catch a sleep on the way back. I'm not sure. We'll see. See how tired I am. I'm pretty beat right now. But start with getting out of the airport. The airplane is just taking off right now. Another beautiful spring day. Hello everybody. Arend here from Countryside Acres. You alright, kids?
Yep.
Just elbowed her by accident on the way by. Nice and sunny, hardly any snow. Barely see what we're doing. But we got lots of mud. Lots and lots of mud. And with the mud comes a messy house. Cause their boots are all covered and bring them in the house. So what I'm doing is making a boot brush. Bought a couple of brooms. Cut this one in half. Cut that one in 3, so the middle section I can still use as a broom. I got 2 pieces for the kids. This works great for my boots, but it's too wide for the kids. So I'm going to take this apart again. I'll put it on a board so I have a bigger one and a littler one on the same board. And somewhere around here I got a broken hoe that we could maybe use for scraping the bottoms of the boots as well. But we'll start with the brush. We got our steel delivered today. Sitting over there. Just a matter of waiting for the trusses now. We were gonna do it the other day, but it was the guy that built them was sick, and now we were gonna do them this week, but it's just way too muddy. So we're gonna get some nice sunny dry weather like this. It won't take long to firm the ground up, and then we should be able to get that done. Really looking forward to doing that, getting the trusses on and getting the steel on and having a nice place to work inside there. And then it's a matter of deciding on the wall steel and getting that on. At the last minute I changed my mind on the wall steel. The color, you get this little teeny piece to look at for a color, like, yeah, it looks about right. And when I went there to sign, they had a 90 centimeter by 90 centimeter 3 foot by 3 foot piece of that same color. I'm like, oh no, that's gross, I don't want that. So good thing they had it there so I could change my mind. So I'll pick the right one and we'll get that done yet. But for now, we'll get this project done. You guys are working on? Cleaning under the porch. Amazing how much stuff went under there, eh? Where'd he go? There he is. How much stuff blew under there all winter?
How does it like track up under there?
Well, there was no wind under there, so there is wind elsewhere, and it blows and it just kind of collects around the house underneath the deck.
Plus, some of the stuff is from when this thing wasn't on.
So it'll look nice when you're all done cleaning it up in it. It's nice to have a clean house. And we're gonna get deck boards today. They're coming today, so I don't know if we'll get them around to putting them on. I'm kind of scared to put them on because you get them all dirty with your boots. That'll look nasty, won't it?
Are they stained already, or do we have to?
They're pressure treated, yeah. So, yep. So always lots going on. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. It really helps us out. And actually, there's a little bell too. If you hit the bell, then you'll get notified every time we put out a video. Some people don't know that, so you can subscribe and hit the bell, and then every time we put out a new video, you'll get a little notification basically, and you won't miss any of our videos, which should be great. Don't forget to share too, help us grow the channel. Still trying to get up over to 200,000. It's kind of like flatlined, nothing's moving anymore, so if you can help us in that regard, that would be great. Finished product of boot brush so far. One for the big boots, one for the little boots. Show them how that works, buddy. Getting cleaner?
Yeah.
Let me see one boot over the other boot. Can't see much difference here, but it does definitely work.
Whoa, this shape.
And now I just added this piece of an old hoe that broke last year from hoe in the garden. Oh, can't see too well anyway. Good for scraping the bottom of the boot off. So my boots as well, they fit in here just great. And definitely makes things cleaner. Oh, she's got dirty boots.
Made my boots
just
dirty.
for you guys.
As dirty as it can.
All right, give her.
Ah.
Oh, now you're blocking the camera. Let me go inside. All right, let her in the brush, man. This is really dirty.
All right.
I think my phone's dying.
Here's, see the difference?
There's a big difference between the two boots. I would agree. How are you making up? Your boots are a bit bigger. They almost don't fit in there too good.
Yeah, because too big for
That and you've tried it so many times you got wet mud on this thing now.
Yeah, but
It
like
needs to sit in the wind for a minute and dry
like
out.
this one's from the front.
Yeah. Okay, comparison, back up. Try the two boots. There you go. That's going to make a lot better in the house. Little projects like that are fun. Hope you guys enjoyed. quick. I was planning on hand bombing. I managed to get them all stacked in there perfectly. So that is for our porch. Now we got to make sure he gets out here. It's so wet here right now. Everything's mucky. It's just time of year, right? But the first truck made it out this morning, and hopefully this guy will make it out here today too. He's gonna do some juggling around. Good old Kamass. I don't think he'll have any problems getting out. Maybe he's gonna back all the way out. I don't know. We shall see what he's gonna do. No problems. You can see the muck in the front. If he would have went further, he probably would have been stuck. Just too soft. You're having a blast playing in the sand. Why not, right? Oh, well, we better put a stop to that. It is warm out here, but that pile of sand will still be plenty cold, and we don't need them getting sick. So lots of work going on now. I got to get all this treated. I'm waiting for some dry days. Oh, excuse me, a couple of dry days in a row, and then I can treat all this stuff so it doesn't rot, and then we will put all the boards on top. Then there's a few little things of trim to do, and then we're gonna start siding. So hopefully we'll get this all sided up and looking pretty very soon. Made myself a deadline of June. I think it's June 13th, basically the day we stuck a shovel into the ground and started this build. I would like to have this house done, the workshop done, and the bunkie done. Time and money permitting, but that's that's my goal, that's my hope. Oh man, I just realized it'll still work. It's just not what I wanted. Boards are bubbled on the one side, and I thought, oh, that's fine, that's just the bottom, right? I'll flip it over, but no, they got grooves on the other side too. So now I need to decide if I want these grooves or those grooves. I don't really like either one. I wanted a smooth board. Something to think about. On a different note, this is done right here in Nizhny Novgorod, and it is possible. So in Canada, we would go to a lumber yard, we would just buy a skid of pressure treated lumber. And you can buy everything in 8-foot lengths, 10-foot lengths, 12-foot lengths, 14-foot lengths, or 16-foot lengths. And they have it all. Now, of course, some sizes are more common, so other ones you might not find as often. And I have bought longer as well. There's some lumber yards that'll stock like the posts. These posts, they will stock those 22 feet, I think, the one lumber yard. But there's not too many places that'll find that. Now, of course, that's in feet. Sorry. It's my imperial mind, I guess, but long stuff in any case. Here, everything so far is basically in 6-meter lengths, which is about 19 feet, I think. And you don't get 8s and 10s and 12s and 14s. You just don't have that choice. Nobody, I have not seen anyway, so far, what I call a hitchhiker on the back of the truck, basically, or a cherry picker. Our lumber trucks in Canada, when they bring your stuff, quite often they'll have a forklift stuck to the back of the truck, and they then can lower that down, drive around, unload all the lumber, and leave again. Here, so far, it's basically all hand bombing, or I use my tractor. So just little differences, interesting things. And pressure treated as well. It comes, I mean, every lumber yard that I know of carries pressure treated lumber. You just go in and get however many boards you want. But that, so far, hasn't been much of the case here. Now, I found a company via Avito, I think, or maybe somebody sent me a link. I can't remember anymore. And we contacted them. Great guys to work with, excellent service, excellent people. Right here locally in Nizhny Novgorod, and basically just tell them what you want pressure treated, and they will have it ready for you. So this was like I think a 1-week turnaround, which isn't bad at all. There's nothing wrong with that. You plan your build basically and say, hey, in 1 week I want this and this and this, and they'll have it ready for you. So had I known that earlier, I probably would have ordered those posts all pressure treated, because that would be my preference. Do they need to be pressure treated? Not necessarily. Most of it's above ground. That does definitely not need to be done. It's the stuff in the ground that I'm most worried about. And even then, the stuff that's completely in the ground will be fine. It'll still be there 40, 50 years from now. It's the stuff right at ground height, 2 feet above, 2 feet below. That's the stuff I worry about the most, because that's where the rot gets in. In order for it to rot, you need oxygen and water. If it's in the ground, especially in clay, it's totally encapsulated. Nothing will rot. There's no oxygen there. But right around ground height, you do have oxygen and water, which is perfect conditions for rotting. And that's where all these posts will rot off. Pressure treated will as well. It's just that they will last, 10, 15 years longer than a regular post. So we're going to combat that by oiling our posts. and we'll probably periodically do that. You know, every year, every couple of years, we'll just run around and spray a bunch of diesel fuel and oil on it to help preserve them, which is like an old school grandpa trick. Anyway, these are here. Probably throw a link in the description if you're in this area and you're going to need some pressure treated lumber. Honestly, I recommend these guys. I found their yard site a little bit hard to find. And mind you, I find a lot of things here like that. It's like, I don't know why that is. We have a lot more signage or a lot more clear markings for where certain businesses would be, and I find a lot of places here are harder to find. It's more online, basically, I guess. But once I found it, now I know where it is, and it's not going to be an issue, and we'll do more business. Maybe it's something that they could look into. Maybe it won't work here. I have no idea. But in Canada, they would definitely have bigger signs and easier to find addresses. But I'll drop a link down below in the video, and yeah, give them a holler if you need some pressure treated lumber. We'll see what that looks like. We'll be putting it on. Hopefully well, it can't be this week anymore. I guess this week's pretty well over, but hopefully next week we'll get it on.